Hey everyone, I'm Colonel Garuda, and today we're taking a look at the Clone Wars ATTE made by Hasbro way back in 2009. This thing can barely fit on my review table, and also has a very wide stance with these legs, and this thing is just really awesome. It just has this really cool bee-like aesthetic, and these little guns here, something that's really cool, is that they can move side to side, and they actually move in sync, and these are actually missile launchers, so there are buttons up here, and if I were to shoot, and then the top cannon is pretty big and impressive. There's also another missile launcher on here, makes a sound. You also have additional guns up here, and there's a button in the back that will activate some lights and sounds. Here's how the gunner seat looks like, and maybe a little hard to see. Oh, just activated the blaster there, but you can see there's actually a crosshair on there. And if you push and hold that button that was here, you get a little beeping sound. Back at the front, here's a good look at the canopy and front section. It can open up and fit figures, and as you can see, I got the exclusive clone figure in here, which we'll take a look at in a little bit. We'll just take him out. Here's how it looks. It's a little odd that the figure just stands in there rather than sitting down traditionally, but it's just a toy, so I don't really think too much of it, but it's kind of interesting. You also got a little bit of detail up here, which is really nice, which didn't really have to do, but it looks really good in there. Has a bit of realism. And then on the sides, you can open up these panels, and it reveals a little control area, but I'm going to just open the other side too, that way it'll be a little easier to see. Got a nice little, let's see if I can get in there. Let's see. Got a lot of cool little consoles in there and a bunch of seats, and just really detailed overall. And I just love how they got these little sculpted on stairs. Not really too practical for play value because like there's no peg holes to have figures on there, but you could just have it so that you can have a guy just go his way up in there and just crawl his way into the vehicle. And yes, these clones can fit in there pretty well. I think there's a certain way to do it though. Gotta just slide the legs in. Kind of awkward on camera, but I think you should be able to get the general idea. But just looking aside, how I'm looking forward. And yeah, I get the basic idea, but yeah, I just think that's really cool. I don't know if there's like any details on there specifically. Just look at the sticker with a bunch of little labels on it. So that's kind of cool. And while filming, I actually noticed that there's actually some extra detail in here. I guess kind of reveals the engine a little bit. And there's even more sculpted in detail on top of those little computer consoles. Like, I see like little vents and everything. Like something I never even noticed until just now while I was recording this video. I am just so amazed by the effort that they did in designing this thing. It's just incredible. And then back here you got these three buttons that have several sound effects and voice clips. Let's take a listen. Kind of goes on for a while. Anyway, you got this button here in the middle too.
All units, fire at will. All units attack. The droid army is in full retreat. All forward positions are advancing. Approaching droid perimeter. We are undetected.
That one is my favorite because it's taken straight out of Tartakovsky's Clone Wars. And speaking of that, I actually like Tartakovsky's Clone Wars over Dave Filoni's Clone Wars, but that's discussion for another time and place. Back here, you got more of that firing sounds, and that lights up. Another feature is that on all the legs, they have a couple joints with strong ratchets. You can just pose it around and move this one too, and this pretty much applies to the entire vehicle. There are even wheels underneath the feet, but I never found any use for them because I tried sliding this thing on like the floor and the carpet, and it was just really awkward, didn't really work. There's also a lot of awesome detail underneath, and there's also the body compartment there, and just looks so awesome even on the bottom, which is a place you'd probably least expect to see underneath, but just wow, this is mind-blowing. And on the back you got these movable turrets that can shoot missiles, but I'm not going to shoot them right now because I don't want to lose them. But here is the most insane part of this toy. Just take a look. that just never gets old. And as you can see, there's a little ramp that drops down and actually has foot pegs on it, so you can put figures on it, and you can just have the guy walk up here or walk down here. And got all this little detail and got these little things here. I guess the idea is to hold figures in place, and there's a lot of foot pegs here. And got lots of little stuff here. I guess the idea is to store guns here in this little compartment here. But I just love this. And even got like a little, I guess that's supposed to be like a door or something, but I don't think there was a sticker for this thing. I did buy this used, but yeah, I guess you can just use your imagination what that could be and all that. But I just really like this. It kind of reminds me of the 1987 G.I. Joe Mobile Command Center, as that there's just a bunch of places for your clones to not only do battle, but also just hang around and just chill in these little machines and bases, and that's just really cool. I think there's like something additional here. I'm not too sure what these things are, but that's kind of cool. And there's a lot of stuff you can do with this toy. Great for photography and everything, and or if you just want to play with your figures, and there you go. Moving along to the exclusive Clone Trooper. It's that animated style figure, and I have him on a stand so he doesn't fall over on the soft material. But he has this really nice weather look, and he just looks like your standard Clone Trooper, except he has a weathered paint job, and he also has a little emblem that looks like the footprint of an ATTE, so that's kind of cool. So there's not really much to say. However, there's a bit of discoloration on this area here. And these old 2008 clones were infamous for just randomly yellowing. Even if you don't leave it in the sun too much, they just get funny really easily. And according to some people online, even if you try to use a hydrochloric oxide and try to put it in the sun while dunked in there to get rid of the yellowing, apparently it gets even worse. And to show you what I mean, I have this 2008-2009 Commander Cody. As you can see, he's completely yellowed up, and I have no idea how it happens, but still like this figure, by the way. And of course comes with a little blaster, pretty typical for a clone. And for quickly, I'm just gonna go over the articulation. He got a ball joint at the head. The arms rotate, can go out that far. You got a bicep swivel with a bendable elbow, and he also has some good wrist articulation. The legs can go back and forth. You got a swivel here, bend at the knee, and a bit of ankle movement, so that's pretty nice. So it's got pretty good articulation, and yeah, these animated clones, like I said, they're pretty cool, but I'd rather just collect the ones that are based on what we see in the movies, because I don't like this yelling effect that these guys are known for. And here's how a 3 3/4 inch scale figure would scale next to this colossal vehicle. This is one of the biggest Star Wars toys I currently own. And a lot of these toys from that era, like the late 2000s and all, were known for this being really big, really high quality, and just having all kinds of bells and whistles. And then, I believe 2014 to 2018 was the dark ages of Star Wars toys, because that's when Hasbro started making these cheap, watered down new molds that were super small. And then now we're at the vintage collection again, and their vehicles are nice and big, but I feel like they're very overpriced for what they are, because this toy originally retailed for about $100 back in 2009, and in today's money, that's about $142. If Hasbro had the nerve to re-release this for like the vintage collection or something, there's a good chance that they'll sell it for at least $300 or $500, like minimum. So that's just really insane to Hasbro. They're just such a gritty company, but they sure made a lot of cool stuff back in the day, and they still do to this day, but very overpriced. And there you have my review on the Clone Wars ATTE by Hasbro. This is easily one of my favorite pieces in my entire collection for Star Wars 3 3/4 inch figures and vehicles. And I don't have any real complaints about it at all. And I'm just going to give it a 5 out of 5. If you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the flip side.